Since Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this repair safely, a warning icon will appear when you should use caution. To replace the control box assembly in this Frigidaire air conditioner, you will need a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, needle nose pliers, wire cutters, zip ties, and a putty knife. Before you begin, unplug the unit's power cord. To perform this procedure, you will need to fully uninstall the unit from the wall sleeve or window and set it on a sturdy surface. Now pull out the air filter. Use the number 2 Phillips head screwdriver to unthread the 2 screws, securing the grill assembly. With the screws unthreaded, use the putty knife to help pry the grill assembly off. Release the control panel wiring from the retainers to provide enough slack to set the grill aside. Next, unthread the 6 screws to release the rear grill if attached. Unthread the lower screws securing the left and right side air intake screens. Detach the screens from the top to remove. Now unthread the 8 screws securing the unit's cabinet. With the screws unthreaded, lift the cabinet off. Cut the foam strip insulation covering the control box cover. Unthread the 3 screws securing the cover. Set the cover aside. You should release the potentially stored electrical charge in the capacitor to avoid injury by placing the needle nose pliers across each set of terminals. Avoid touching the metal portion of the tool when doing this. Note the orientation of the wires. Then pull back the wire insulators and use the needle nose pliers to depress the locking tabs to release the wires. Next, note the orientation of the wires connected to the control board. Then release the wire connector locks or pull back the wire insulators as necessary to disconnect all of the wires. You can use the needle nose pliers to depress the locking tabs to release the applicable wires. Remove the 2 pieces of sealing gum. Use the wire cutters to cut the zip tie securing the wiring to the side of the control box so you can move the wiring out of the way. Unthread the screws to release the grounding wires from the box. Unthread the upper and lower screws securing the control box to the frame and base. With the screws unthreaded, you can pull the old control box free. To install the new control box assembly, position it on the base and frame. Thread the upper and lower screws to secure. Thread the 2 screws to secure the grounding wires to the box. Now connect all of the wires to the appropriate terminals on the new control board. Replace the wire connector locks and slide the insulators over the terminals as necessary. Use a new zip tie to secure the wiring to the side of the control box. Replace the sealing gum and bend back the wire retainer to help secure the wiring. Attach the wires to the appropriate terminals on the new capacitor and slide the insulators over the terminals. Align the control box cover and rethread the screws to secure. Realign the cabinet and rethread the 8 screws. Replace the left and right side air intake screens and rethread the lower screws. If applicable, reinstall the rear grille. Secure the control panel wiring in the retainers. Align the top tabs of the grill assembly with the slots in the top edge of the unit and snap the assembly into position. Thread the two mounting screws. Keeping the upper lip facing outward, insert the air filter into the front grill slot. Reinstall the unit in the wall sleeve or window as necessary. Plug the power cord back in, and the air conditioner should be ready for use.